Last time, you guys were arriving back at Bryn Shander, returned the iron ingots to the dark iron blades at the behest of Hruna, who had hired you all, and returned to the inn to receive your reward as well as get some sleep. Here, a friendly face was waiting with her. Jack Tiller, an out of work human farmer who was worried a bit about you after the blizzard. And Jack wanted to help out as well, said he'd breakfast with you in the morning. And in the morning, Severidge heard a couple of interesting rumors, but everyone else was talking about a murder that happened in town. And apparently, a couple of other murders happened in other towns under very similar suspicious circumstances. Seeing you all arrive at breakfast, a rough looking gnome waved you all over. Hein Trolltrotter, apparently a lone investigator of the murders, had a suspect and was hoping that they would be brought to justice. Suspected a man named Sefik Caltro, who had been working with a traveling mercenary company called Torgs. Kind of went around towns delivering goods. And he stated his reasons for the suspect, but there was something about him that you all thought might have been shady, not wanting the law involved being one of them, as he claimed they could kind of gum up the works with this kind of stuff, and saying you would see about this. Uh, Immediately, Nick Velm and Jack went off to see the sheriff about these murders and told him everything Hein had said, uh, telling you guys to stay out of it, and it wasn't your concern. After being told that, you immediately continued the investigation of a glassblower's house, and noting a few things there, but nothing really of interest. While Severidge was gathering supplies for travel, Eric and Draxius helped a kind halfling woman bring in some firewood and told them about the dead townspeaker in Goodmead, as well as all of the mead being gone. Meeting back up together, you gathered your thoughts and headed to Goodmead, as a dead speaker and a missing mead could lead to more trouble in the towns. Not but a few hours into your travel, uh, on the road, you encountered a blizzard springing up suddenly, as they do nowadays, engulfing your vision and feeling of any warmth that you had. Blizzard, you saw an odd light drifting about. Turned out to be a cold, lighted, ghostly figure, lashing out at you with rays of frosted light and slamming its cold body around at you all. Dealing with this in the blizzard was a challenge, but eventually you slew the creature as it burst into light. Hunkering down for a bit till the blizzard passed afterward, though, mending your wounds. This is where we're going to pick up. You guys did have a short rest. What are you guys up to? The blizzard died down. It took about 2 hours for it to die down as you guys hunkered down, but you did get a short rest in that time.
We're still a couple hours away or probably an hour away from town.
You're about 3 hours away from East Haven,
We're going to
or,
Goodmead.
or from Bryn Shander, and so you're about 4 hours away from Goodmead, give or take a few.
I say we carry on.
As Jack is walking, he's twirling his sickle and he's just kind of looking at it. And he's really impressed with his sickle.
Right,
You know, we could save some time if we cut through the forest. If you're up for it.
Does that sickle have any healing properties? Might keep you.
I don't know if it has any healing. It's kind of sharp.
Well, might be wise to figure out what that thing can do. Just might save your life.
Still alive. We'll see what happens.
Maybe
I kind of like the surprise. Oh, shoots fire. That's pretty cool.
I mean, that last battle got through by in the thick of it.
Careful who you tell about this sickle. I'm sure many people would be interested in it.
Well, Good thing it looks like just an ordinary sickle, huh, Nick?
Yeah, it does. Quite odd.
We can take the long way along the road, or we can cut through the forest.
The force gonna have any more of those glowing thingies.
Seems likely.
The road is usually the best option for safety.
I'd say the road. I mean, it's not like the speaker of Goodmeat is gonna come back alive anytime soon, right?
I'll get on with the sickle when we get there.
Wrap up. We got some time.
All right. So taking the long way on the road. We'll go with Severage. Roll me a d12
Well,
along the road.
7.
All right. You guys actually end up making pretty good time with your snowshoes on, and arrive about 4 hours later. Well, at about like 2 hours later, you arrive at like kind of a crossroads where there's just a spike in the ground, and kind of north for the Cares, east for East Haven, and south for Goodmead. As you can see, the road kind of winds in a southwesterly direction for Goodmead. And a couple more hours onto that, not seeing a single soul on your travel, but a couple more hours you are met by the small settlement of Goodmead. And a welcome sight, sure, but not the biggest. Kind of in the middle of a bit of woods here. You guys arrive from the east way into the small settlement. And as you arrive, a bundled up half-elven woman walks briskly up to you as you approach. Hey, well met. You lot seem like you're looking for work or trouble. You wouldn't be standing around this cold otherwise. And you can see she looks absolutely freezing out.
We're looking to help. We heard your town has been suffering.
Oh, I'm not actually from here. I was traveling, but it's been so cold. And traveling the roads has been, an awful fright. And she's kind of like sipping on some what looks to be some like just hot water.
Are the roads normally as desolate as we've experienced lately?
Occasionally you'll see stuff on the road. Hey, you guys didn't see anything weird out there, did you?
Weird. How? Anything specific come to mind?
Well,
Plenty of magical beasts about.
Yeah,
Not-
exactly. Spirits even, right?
No figures with tentacles in the mouths or anything like that. No.
I don't think they do. I've never seen one up close.
Okay.
I
Just
should
making sure.
I should probably. I'm Danica Greysteel. I'm so sorry. I'm specifically looking for these wee little, and she kind of like hold up her hand, maybe like a foot at most, probably smaller if I had to guess. I thought I saw one time. Anyways, we little guys, they're called chwingas. I think that they're actually a key to improving the climate around here in Icewind Dale.
Oh, really? And how would you go about improving the climate with these beasts?
Well, the fables all say that they have the ability to alter their natural surroundings. And I think if you just get one up close, you could learn a heck of a lot.
Interesting. Hmm.
But I've been
Don't
staying here for the better part of like 2 weeks now. It's cold and dark, and honestly, I don't know if I have it in me to travel anymore. But I'm I would love to see one of these up close and study it. Learn from it? I don't know.
Are they hostile creatures?
I don't believe so. I think they're more just nature in its purest form or something. A little like I have this, and she'll kind of like pull out a lantern that looks to be uh just a regular hooded lantern. But you would note Nickvelm. There is some arcane scripture on it. I've been using this lantern in the past, and well, it's meant for tracking elementals specifically. And I think it should help locate the Chwingas. And I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, would you all be willing to help in my research?
Well, if you think they can bring back, you know, stability, what else do you know about them that might prove useful?
Other than that they can alter their surroundings? Or possibly even imbue things with powers? Or the tales are old, and I'm sure some of it is falsehood, but if there's any hope to this winter ending, I'd love to see it.
Well, are they seen around here in the area, or should we be looking in the forests, or where?
I've talked with multiple people throughout the towns, and a few people have seen them. A rare sight, but it's not unheard of. Last I heard, someone saw someone at the Shrine of the Flaming Sword on the in town here, but I was looking at it for some time. Didn't see any sign of anything like that at the shrine on the south side of town, or in the center of town. Especially now that that's where they're keeping the body of the speaker. But I didn't want to intrude on this town's business of their own. Terrible thing.
Well, I suppose unless anybody else has any objections, we could take a look around for your spirits.
Oh, would you really?
Mhm.
I'd give you 25 gold, most of what I have, aside from what I need to live off of. And she kind of unhooks the lantern from her like backpack and kind of holds it out in front. You can have this.
Well, unless anybody else here in the group doesn't think we have the time for this.
Well,
We'll
you're
keep trying.
traveling, right?
we're not dropping what we're doing and doing it now. If we see one, we can help.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not asking you to go out of your way necessarily unless you find one. Uh, I don't know about just 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 let me know what comes of it, and then maybe I can go and find them myself after you have. I don't think capturing it would be the right way to go, but maybe.
So we just let you know where they are when we find them,
Yes, yeah, that would be wonderful.
and you'll be staying here in Goodmead.
Yeah, I've been staying at the mead hall. A lot of buzzing in there, but yes. I'll be at the meat hall every day. For now, I might make my way up back to East Haven, but probably not anytime soon. I don't want to get caught in one of those lotteries.
Do you happen to know what befell the speaker?
Oh, well, yeah. There was a giant of a person. I think they were like 12 feet tall, something like that. 10 feet tall. Uh, ran to the meat hall. Let me double check. Yeah. Ran to the mead hall, stole 3 casks of mead as they were being loaded onto a dog sled just outside of it. The speaker tried to prevent the theft, but this, I think they're called a verbeeg, some smaller giant, stabbed him with a spear multiple times and ran off with the sled. I think they sent some people out after it earlier today. I don't know.
Very well. Thank you for your information. And we will keep an eye out on those creatures.
Of course, and she's still holding this lantern out.
And what were the creatures called? They're called Chungus?
Chwingas. Chwinga. Chwinga. I think that's
Careful.
just like a folktale name for him. All right, Eric grabbing the lantern and stuffing it in the bag.
What was her name?
Danica Greysteel. A half-elven woman, very bundled up. Like, can't really see many of her features except for that she does resemble, her ears are kind of poking out a little bit. Like, ever so kind. I'm also staying right here. This home was, well, they're the family that lived there is no longer. You know,
And is there anything special we need to do with this lantern to find them?
just light it.
Okay.
It'll burn for 6 hours on a pint of oil, and it'll shed light like a normal lantern does. But uh, if you're nearby a creature, it'll glow green.
Interesting.
It's a lantern of tracking for specifically elementals.
Huh.
So it'll work for other elementals too.
Hmm.
And your first magic item.
Huzzah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. And she's like, if you don't mind, I'm gonna get out of the cold. I got another pot of water boiling. Uh, mine's empty, and she kind of just splashes it on the ground, just immediately nothing there. Uh,
Yeah, I know you're just visiting here, but with the speaker being dead, who is the next in charge?
oh, there was talk of an election. Uh, I think someone at the mead hall. I forget her name. But the other one is there's she's a local, has been around town for a while. She definitely makes the casks for Good Mead's famous brew. I don't know her name, but you'd be able to find her at the mead hall. The other was Shander Froth. He's a dwarven logger, big red beard. He'll stick out around here. Kind of if you put your hair, pointing to Jack, on your face, pointing to Eric, that would get it.
Right. And you're headed to the mead hall now?
Oh no, I'm going inside this home here. And you can it's literally like the first building as you enter town.
That's where she's going. That's the
Yeah.
mead hall.
That's where you no. That is it's just like a small home as you enter town. Hers that's the first building you saw. The meat hall's center of town. You can't miss it.
It's a
Biggest
big
building.
building.
It's near the dock and yeah, across from the shrine of the flaming sword.
Thank you very much, Danica. I'm Jack, by the way. It's great to meet you.
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah. Uh and hey, keep me informed. Please.
Well, thank you for the lantern. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring you back good news.
I'm looking forward to it. And if you don't mind, and kind of shivers a little bit before heading inside.
Of course. Seems there's no shortage of people in need out here.
What you get when you come to a desolate wasteland. Needy people everywhere, including us.
What do we need?
Food, place to stay warm.
We need to help people.
Got all that covered.
Speaking
Oh,
of, well, the roads is barren as they normally are the way we came. I didn't see a single soul on the way here.
Severage, you would know it's been like this for the last couple years. It's been getting more and more quiet on the roads, just because no one wants to travel in this unless they have to, or if there's extremely good coin in it. And a lot of people don't make it because of what you encountered along the road.
it's dangerous and expensive to travel in the blizzard. We've only traveled twice and been caught out both times.
That is very true. Can't imagine a normal citizen would have as much luck as we've had.
Well, not everybody can have a magical sickle.
That is very true.
But anybody could have a magical sickle.
That's a good point. Good thing it's me.
To be determined.
As luck would have it.
Well, we're here, but what are we here for?
I figured we'd make sure that the election goes good and make sure that the mead keeps on flowing.
I mean,
Were we to do
Wow.
or see if they need help dealing with the giants?
I thought that we had come down here to investigate the giant attack and to see if there were going to be more. Protect the innocents and the like.
So should we go to the meat hall or should we go to the shrine?
Seems
I'll
like
look at
all
a
the
body,
who's
or
who
you
is
want
in
to
the
listen
mead
to people
hall.
talk?
I didn't catch up.
We can go to the shrine and look at a body. We can go to the mead hall and listen to people gossip about stuff.
Mead hall seems like where all the who's who's are. Plus, it's out of the cold.
No offense to the flaming sword, but I'd rather have a tankard of mead in my hands.
Sure how much mead they have left. That's part of the problem.
So I'm gonna walk towards the center of the city.
Yeah.
We're gonna be walking and talking.
There's it's maybe like 30 buildings here. It's not. This is a town. This is a near Hamlet. But heading towards the center of town, you would see a couple of what look to be guards in front of the Shrine of the Flaming Sword, which is just kind of this open gazebo of sorts, which has a double check. Yeah, just standing on the lakeshore, and it has kind of this steeple pointing up that has like several like statues instead of gargoyles of like ravens or crows. It looks a little dilapidated with like painted icons of a a person wielding a flaming sword, chipped and faded. It is a pretty spacious interior. It looks pretty empty except for a long table, which looks to have something covered in a blanket. And you would see that there is a dwarf standing with two what look to be humans. Dwarf with a big bushy red beard. Looking and kind of talking to the two other people there.
Does that kind of look like my hair? Kind of looks like Eric's body.
It does.
Hey, not all dwarves look alike. He's completely different looking from me.
Kind of looks between both of you, back and forth. Yeah, I see the difference. That's just similar. That must be Shander.
Sure, we might have the same hue to our beards and same bushiness, but completely different.
Well, that might be one of the blokes I was looking to talk to. I'm sure that having you by my side would make things go a little bit smoother.
All right, I'll come along.
I'm gonna go look at the bees.
Okay. So Severage heading to the mead hall. I'll say Draxius. He'll stick with Eric wherever he goes. Well, Jack and Eric. It's just across the road. Like it's not like it's anything big. Head over to the shrine. Nick, what are you doing?
I'd go into the meat hall.
All right. So we'll start with Eric and Jack at the shrine. Yeah, you would see them kind of in mid conversation. Dwarf, a little less bundled up because he wants to show off his big, bushy beard and braided hair going down. Yeah, like two braids along the side.
Eric would kind of move past them to the where the blanketed body is and
All right.
kneel down and
And-
start saying a prayer.
As you start to move past them, one of the guys, "Hey, what are you doing?"
I'm sorry, I'm a cleric of Muradin. I wanted to pay my respects.
Oh, and the other dwarf will speak up. Oh, I didn't realize we'd have lovely company today. Here for the election, huh?
No, we're here because we heard of your circumstances. We thought we might be able to offer some aid.
Oh yeah, of course, but we'll need a new leader. And I myself is one of the front contenders, Shander Froth. You come to help about the problem with the meat, eh?
Well,
Yeah, peace in the 10 towns does rely on its narcotics.
Oh, well, it's just drank, but yeah, probably some of the better these uppers would be able to finagle. Get to your prayers. I'm sorry to disturb you. Wrong temple to say prayers to Mordenat, but just the same. No one really deals with Tyr anymore. Not around here.
And Eric will go say his prayers.
All right. Just don't mind the body. Probably burn him in a day or two. Cold enough out here, he won't not going anywhere. We need to have a new speaker established first. And then kind of turns to Jack as to not to disturb Eric. Now, he did send a lot off with about 6 good men after the giant just this morning. It's getting late though. I was just checking up with the lads here watching guard overnight. He just kind of like waits awkwardly to see if Jack needed anything or if to wait till Eric is done with his prayers.
So
Is Jack saying anything?
with the speaker being gone, that's leaving quite a vacancy. What do you think your chances are in this upcoming election?
50-50. But probably more or less. I think I've got the little edge over here. I think
Say,
Olivessa is a little too aged for the humans.
we have a shorter lifespan. We have to live loud while we can.
Alright, instead of planning like a dwarf. It'd be good to have a dwarven speaker anyways.
Does it seem like he is like looking forward to the position, or is it like a reluctance to I'm the guy for the job kind of thing?
Give me an insight check.
17.
17. More reluctance. It seems like he's trying to show that he's able and excited about the position, but he does seem a little reluctant. Kind of behind that, like behind the facade. A little bit of hesitation.
Well, my friend, with age comes wisdom, so you must be much more wise than me. So I'm sure that you'll do a great job if you get the position.
Looking forward to it, trying to get that mead back. Yeah, I saw you come. You got a big guy with you too. I didn't even notice you for a second there. Skin the same color as the snow.
Are you talking about Sir Draxus?
I'm a Goliath. Oh, yeah, that guy. Saw you come in with a couple of other fellas. Are you... If the hunt for the giant goes poorly, perhaps you'd be of mind to go after him, right?
Eric would be finishing up with his prayer, and he'd be getting up.
Yes, I was meaning to ask about that. I didn't mean to overhear that first part, but you said you sent soldiers to look for those giants.
Yeah, this morning. some time ago. I was hoping they'd be back by now, but 3 whole large casks of mead and, well, a number of other supplies were on that cart taken.
Well, I suppose we could look into it, if you'd like us to.
I mean, wouldn't be able to pay much. I mean, I wouldn't be the one to pay anyways. It would come from the mead hall. Could definitely give you your fill of mead, as well as free stay at the lodgings at the hall for whenever you're in town.
That sounds like a perk all in itself.
Exactly.
So, you said that you were running for speaker,
Right.
and who was the other person that was running for speaker?
Name's Olivessa Unterpool. A local through and through. I don't falter there. But she does make a good cask for the ale, or for the mead.
So what do you falter for?
Well, I think I could probably do better. I don't think she wants the job anyways.
And why's that?
I think it's just a couple of her friends and locals that wanting her to take the position just because she's lived here forever.
And is she a dwarf as well?
Oh, no. No. I won't find too much of our kind around, although if you do, you know they're good folk.
So, not to beat around the bush. What is she?
Oh, she's a human. Well, I don't fault that. Don't really fault her for much, except for that, like I said, she just doesn't seem like she wants it. Well, I could probably provide a certain flow of goods to this town.
Well, suppose we can chat with her. She's over at the meat hall as well.
Well, yeah, she makes the casks. She's usually in the back. Don't go into the bee room, you'll get stung. I did about 5 times my first time.
I'm not one with bees.
It's a sight,
Insects.
though. A lot of
Yeah.
bees. Very warm.
Oh, I suppose we could talk to her about tracking down the lost casks as well.
I'm sure everybody in the town would be all for it.
Jack, anything else before we head off?
No, not from me. It was great to meet you, Shanda.
Me as well. Probably I'll pop in there in a bit for a drink. Although prices are quite high right now.
What is going on with the meat? Is it the full still being produced, or
Well,
is
of
it?
course, it just takes time. You don't make mead overnight. If you know anything about making mead, it takes time. And, well, the most recent product was stolen by a giant. So it'll be some time before some more get out.
We better get those back then.
That's the hope. And then he kind of just like uh turns to one of the guards that's kind of watching the shrine there. So as I was saying, yeah, no, he's probably dead by now. Left about 10 days ago. I haven't heard word. And just kind of
I'll head
like
over.
continues conversation essentially.
I'll head back over to the meat hall.
Likewise.
All right. Meanwhile, before Severage and Nick over at the mead hall. Entering in, this is a quieted space, except for the noise of very faint conversation, and you would occasionally just hear this buzzing. It is a large interior. In fact, I do have that's somewhat of a map. I'm not going to show you the map. You don't need. But essentially, like long tables for the front and a little bar. But in the back, you can see several beehives, and even like what look to be plants and stuff growing within. Like some windows lighting it up, and it looks to be a pool in the back, like a vat of water that is just kind of like lightly steaming to keep some humidity in the air. And you could see in the back room bees everywhere. They would occasionally come to this front space, but they don't really bother too much. Inside, you would see a middle-aged human woman at the bar talking to the barman, which looks to be a gnomish individual. Kind of messy top of like salt and pepper hair. The woman would have like white hair and a bit of a tan. But they're all that's in the mead hall at the moment. They both immediately look to you two as you enter. The woman at the bar kind of raises a mug. The gnome who's kind of like on a stool standing, cleaning a mug, looks over. Welcome.
Hello. Pleasure to meet you.
You as well. You're here for the mead, huh?
I've been told it's the best in the area.
It's the only mead in the area. So, well, kind of got a monopoly on the market here, but, this is the gnome speaking. But a little pricey right now until we get our, shipment back. Should be coming back soon, right? And kind of
What's
looks to the woman. She kind
What's
of
the going
shrugs.
price?
2 gold for a glass, a mug, pint. These are pints, right? And the woman just kind of nods along and sighs. Yeah, 2 gold a pint.
Oof.
It'll be the sweetest thing you ever tasted.
I doubt that, but I'll give it a try.
All right, 1 pint of mead. Good mead. Coming right up. And he kind of smiles. It's like, ha, I said it. And slowly
it.
pours out it is a thick mead, like almost like Guinness kind of thickness. Pours it out. About for your friend here. And slides it over.
I am preoccupied with a loose bee, and I am.
Okay. Yeah, don't mind them. They won't sting unless you like swat at them. Then you'll piss off a whole bunch of them. Don't do that. We need them all.
Following it
So,
around, watching it.
What's going on in the area? So, heard that there was a giant that attacked your speaker and murdered him.
The woman will let out a sigh as you say that. Yes, unfortunately, he did get killed in the incident. We have some people out looking for the giant and the mead. Hopefully they'll return with it shortly. Should be coming back soon. Well, maybe they're staying out tonight, because it is definitely nighttime by this point. Sorry, I didn't catch your names.
You can call me Nick Velm.
Oh, that's an interesting name. And you, sir, no, leave the. You can leave the bee alone. It won't bother you too much. Do you have
I'm
something
not
sweet
drunk.
on you?
I might. That how I attract the bees?
One way. And Nick, as you're kind of about to go for a sip, definitely a couple of bees do fly over around your mead. Uh, I'm so sorry. I'm Olivessa Untapor. I make the fine casks you see over there,
That's
and
how ignore.
yeah, that would do it.
Like, oh, I didn't put a description in here. That
We know what
sure.
it does.
Yeah,
Uh,
since you told me they were sweeter, and you like gave any descriptors?
yeah, unfortunately, a few kegs got taken. I don't know. And then the whole thing with the speaker gone, and Kendrick, he's a good man. Defended the town's honor to his last. Now it's and the no one pipe up. Well, you can just take a spot. I mean, yeah, he was good, but I think you'll do just as good. No, I really don't want to get into all that. So there's going to be an election coming up. I don't know when.
And you're going to be in this election.
Honestly, everyone, a few people want me to. My friends, I've been around for a while, and they're like, "Oh, you know the town." I
Well, it seems that you don't want to do this. So, what if you do succeed? Wouldn't that just hurt the town to have you in the position of power?
That's what I said. I mean, if I'm dealing with the town, I'm not going to be able to make the casks as good. Granted,
And I don't
I
think you should run for that position.
I know my family's been in the town since its founding, but I don't know. If we could find someone better to run up against Shander, then that would be good. Uh, Ideally a local, but really anyone with right mind. Someone about him I just don't trust. I don't know. Seems like he can be a bully sometimes.
What are the requirements to be a speaker?
Well, you have to live in the 10 towns and live in town. I think that's really about it, and have to be a good person. Well, hopefully.
I mean, are you allowed to leave the town, or do you have to stay here?
Oh, you're allowed to wander about, but you need to spend your time here. Put in the hours, as they say. But if no one else speaks up in town, then I mean, I could do it. I just a little reluctant to do it because
Are there
honestly,
any
I just like working with
benefits?
the casks.
Do any benefits come with the position?
And you get a bigger house, a speaker's house on the west side of town, and well, my house is right next to the shrine with the flaming sword, so I could do with an upgrade. I wouldn't mind that part. I don't have a family though to fill it with.
Hmm.
And she's kind of slowly sipping her mead, puckers up every time she takes a sip. And Nick, as you drink, this is probably the sweetest thing you've ever tasted and most alcoholic thing you've ever tasted.
Yeah. And that's why Nick is thinking of running for public office.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
Like, I mean, I could do this job. I have a nice house, steady income.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm all for it as long as you have good character and stick around.
You can have the best character.
Well, I just met you. And then Noah pipe in. Hey, he got a drink. I don't see anything wrong with him. That's the best character in my mind. Willing to pay the little extra right now.
When will this election be held?
Probably not for a week or two. Probably a week if I had to guess. Maybe we could get someone from another town. I don't know. Someone who really cares about the 10 towns, though. And Shander might be okay. I really don't know. He's only been in town for a couple years.
You definitely need someone that can protect the town, that has a real interest in remaining in the 10 towns. And yes.
I mean, Shander is popular amongst the loggers. The wood's right here. Who wouldn't be?
Well, but the town's not named after logging, is it? It's named after mead.
It's true. Of course, the bees did come from the woods. Any that are out there now are probably frozen cold, not coming back. So we probably have the last of the bees around here. At which point, I would say Eric and Jack are heading inside the meadery. Uh,
And I'm gonna, like, as soon as I see them, Eric, Jack, I'm thinking of running for office.
and Draxius.
That's so.
Well, they have an opening of speaker.
We just met your competition outside. Shanda seems like a good bloke.
Yeah, he mentioned it was Shander and Olivessa, I think.
And the woman lets out a sigh again, like, and she
Mhm.
nods along, like she's not really like in the conversation, but she's like you can see her like nursing her mug, nodding along.
Mine's probably like halfway finished, but like, so I'm like really on my ass.
Yeah, yeah, definitely give me a Constitution save. All right,
15.
15 is good enough for now.
Well,
Yes.
you are quite eloquent. I think it would be a perfect job for you. Does that mean you'd stay here?
Well, not all the time, but I'll definitely be around for helping out the town and making, decisions, but I could still come and go. This would just be where I live. There's quite a large house that comes with the job, and perhaps I would be allowed a cabinet, even maybe one of a dwarf that really wants to help out.
Well, I don't know how I would do with speeches, but I'm there for the service if you need it. Um, but is this Olivessa here?
Indeed, it
And
is.
she'll kind of turn to look.
Olivessa
Yes.
Umpentor. This is Erica and Jack. and Draxius.
And she's kind of nods and tips her mug.
We've heard that you have a shipment that's gonna ride to some giants.
Oh, yes. Unfortunate business, and that's why the speaker is also dead. Right across the road.
Yes, we've paid our respects.
Well, that's
Jack
good
and
of
I.
you.
But we would also like to pay service as well, especially if it helps out the town. We've heard that you sent some guards to go fetch the cast, but they haven't yet to return.
Yeah, they sent five of our bravest to chase after a giant. Although the hour getting late, I do worry. Maybe they're just got caught in a blizzard, roughing it out.
Do you think they need aid?
I think they'll be fine for the night. I if they're not back by morning, then well, I think the whole town will start thinking the worst. Why wouldn't they?
Well, I would be obliged to offer my services if you want them tonight or tomorrow. I can't speak for the rest of the group, of course.
The gnome will kind of pipe up. If you did that, woof. Uh, definitely give you free room and board. And at least a meat a day. Yeah, we can afford. Yeah, a meat a day.
Eric will look to the rest of the group.
Zev is feeding bees.
I mean, I'm definitely for helping them out, and perhaps I can get my foot in the door in politics.
All of us will kind of pipe up.
Savior of the mead, savior of good mead.
That would definitely prove your worth. Even being a giant slayer would be one thing. Although they weren't true giants. Heard tales of those frost giants walking the cold days, standing 25 feet tall. Would dwarf one of these guys, although he was tall enough. Taller than your friend here. Pointing at Draxius.
Which way did they scurry off?
Ran into the woods.
So just north of us.
That was this morning, though. And it is, you all would know it is like probably like 8 o'clock at night at this point. Let's say 7.
We've been on the road for how long?
Like 6 hours of walking time plus 2 hours of uh, blizzard time sitting down.
And we really haven't rested besides that short rest.
Right. So if you were to leave tonight, A, spells, B,
Exhaustion.
exhaustion. Very likely to happen in the cold.
Yeah, we should definitely stay the night here and leave in the morning.
Well, I got some rooms if you're looking for rooms for the evening. Just 2 copper a night.
I think that might be for the best.
Yeah, I'll get a room for everybody. I'll bring out a gold.
Thank you, Jack.
And he kind of smiles a little bit. I appreciate it. Really do. And pulls the gold aside. You don't need change, right?
No, not at all.
Smiles and nods. Well, you'll just up that ladder. So you don't see any stairs. There is like a loft above. There's a ladder in the corner that goes up. Pick a bed. Uh, don't mind the bees.
Oh, Jack go climbs up and goes to bed. He's tired.
Fair enough. Olivessa will kind of finish her drink. Well, if see you all tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow.
And well, Nick Velm will stay up a little too late, being a little drunk and talking with the gnome about local politics.
Okay.
And then he'll go to bed.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh,
With a 2, he's pretty tight-lipped and he's just listening to you rant about politics.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah,
He's like,
sure, sure.
oh, maybe not this guy.
Yep. Sound like you know what you're talking about.
Maybe make good mead great again isn't the best.
Call it great mead.
But we've got these, this border crisis with the giants.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to stop them. We got to build a wall.
Make the Giants pay for it.
Yep.
Well, if only good luck with that one. But if there's anything else you'd like to do for the evening,
Eric's passing out. He's exhausted.
all right.
I'm double exhausted.
Oh, that's right. Literal exhausted. Finding the loft up there, there are like kind of partitions between the beds, but there's not much space. And there's like kind of a side table by all of them with like candles, unlit candles. Light them at your leisure. And it's comfortable. It's warm. It's honestly one of the warmer buildings you've been in. In fact, this entire building is very warm. Because the bees. But you would all get your long rest on, and -1 exhaustion from each of you that have exhaustion. Eric's scar settling in nicely from, what is it, your face?
Yeah, face right over the eye.
Definitely healing up, but it's, it's a scar. It's gonna leave a mark. As you wake up in the morning, the you do see about half a dozen or so individuals uh, downstairs, and Shandar, one of them, and he's kind of like gathering a crowd of what looks to be logging type folk. All right, so I haven't come back yet. They probably dead, or maybe they're on the trail. Any one of you guys willing to go a little deeper in the woods than our normal logging route? All the other loggers kind of look to the side. I wouldn't ask you to do anything I wouldn't do myself. All right.
I'll join you.
Oh, I saw you at the yesterday, right?
Hey, yesterday over at the shrine.
Jack.
And you're Shanda.
Right. Yes, that's me.
I think the boys and I were talking last night. We were going to go into the woods, so if you're going to join us, more the merrier.
Here, here.
All right. Yeah. I'll get along with that. And a point of note, you guys don't see Draxius. You didn't.
Hey.
You didn't see him when you woke up.
Has anybody seen Sir Draxus?
One of the loggers, big, burly human guy, not as bundled up in here. Definitely got like his coat open. Uh, thick, like hasn't shaved in a few days. Thick hair all over his arms. Oh, the big Goliath guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw him wander outside of town earlier. I didn't think much of it. Seemed pretty calm to my what I saw. Don't see too many Goliaths though, so sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. Knowing Sir Draxus, he probably was a bit eager looking for the giants. I'm
Oh,
sure we'll run into him.
and Shander will kind of look to the rest of the loggers. All right, well, looks like I'm going out with this lot. You all get back to the job. You know, we got a big haul that we chopped down yesterday. Continue as if I was there. And they all kind of like grumble, finish their meads. You lot. Where are you going? You are. As
Not
the
that far of a trek out where the giants were, right? A few hours, at least?
we don't know where they were. That's the point.
Mm.
Got to follow
Wait.
where the soldiers are. Where the soldiers where the local militia went yesterday. Into the woods, find some tracks.
Are we after the giants? Or bringing the people back from yesterday?
All of it's probably the same. The mead, the people. If the giants are involved, so be it. Hopefully not. Like to get the mead and the people back. All for one,
Well,
right?
I'd like to prioritize the people first, but whatever we can do to help.
Of course.
Not looking to fight any giants.
Not at all.
Do you happen to have any? Do you have a general store in town?
Might be able to rustle something up. What are you looking for? Don't have a real shop per se, but we got people that make things and some goods might be around.
Well, I'd like to get another healer's kit on hand and maybe some oil for this lantern here.
Oh, I can get you some oil. Roll me a d20.
If you need to borrow some healer's kit, I have a healer's kit in my pack.
No, well, that'll
Well, yeah, we
do
don't have
nicely.
any healers in town, unfortunately. We have to get a Bryn Shander or possibly. Well, I know they'd have some up in the East Haven. I was going to make a supply run here in a few days to the other town. There's a town that he was going to.
E7?
Yeah, he's going to Targos here in a few days.
Long trip.
It'll be worth it.
All right, well, I'll make do with the oil, and I can use Jack's healer's kit.
And he'll rummage up around like ask the same gnome you saw yesterday. Ask him if he's got any oil for a lantern, and he'll get you one thing of oil.
Yep.
Pint.
Do you want me to hold on to the healer's kit, or do you want
Oh
it
no,
now?
you could hold on to it. Once I'm out in mine, I'll grab yours.
Well, I'm glad we've got people prepared to do healing if need be. Hopefully we don't need it though.
See if we can find a day old trail.
In the snow, it's a little hard.
Well, I might be able to help there. I've tracked dwarves in the mines. Maybe I can track some guards up in the snow. Maybe.
Possibly. At
What
least
with
giants have big
the
prints.
what with the dock here? Do you happen to have any mollusks sort of like looking for a pearl for some spell components?
You have to get diving yourself. Don't get too much of that around here. I guess some snappers. Mostly little stuff in the winter, as you can see. Half the lake's nearly frozen over anyways. You have to go out into the ice.
Yeah.
Most of the good fishing is in the Care. Off of the Care, Koenig, and Dinneville.
All right.
Although I have heard that Bremen and Dune, Bremen and Lonelywood? No, Tourmaline and Lonelywood. Good fishing there. Our lake's a
Tourmaline has
little frozen over right now.
Very well. Thank you.
Of course. Well, shall we?
Well, we'll follow your footsteps, I suppose.
Any of you good at tracking?
Like I said,
Gotta be
I've tracked
something to
dwarves in a
track.
mine.
And I know the outside a little bit.
To find a trail before we can track it.
And it'd be like, the Verbeeg ran out the woods this way, so it's probably that direction. And you can see a couple of broken dead trees nearby in the woods.
Follow the broken trees.
All right. And heading into the woods, Shander will do his best to lead, kind of keeping quiet, looking around, axe kind of at the ready the whole time, like a lumberjack axe. It's not like a battle axe. Uh, After about like 30 minutes of walking in these woods and following a semblance of a trail, you can at least see like where like half a dozen men walked. A figure in cold weather clothing kind of lurches behind some bushes and trees into plain view, seemingly running fast as he can through the deep snow. Slung over his back are a pair of animal traps, one of which appears to contain a panicked fox. Kind of
He's
huffing as he's sprinting towards you guys.
Yep. That's probably a sign that we need to also be sprinting in that direction.
Ho there!
Hello. Oh, Shander. Didn't realize you'd be out here. I just checking some traps. I got something. As you do see the fox is like still alive. And it's just kind of bundled up with its legs over his back. Yeah. I was checking some traps. Just was running back to town. Tell someone. Uh, yeah. The guards you sent out yesterday. Shander will be like, yeah. They're dead. Not but maybe 100 yards that way. Looks like skulls and chests stove in. I was coming straight home to alert the town. Well, guess that answers that. It's a lively fox you got there. Yeah, I'll break his neck when we get back. I just picked him up and started running. I didn't want to lose any of my traps. All right. Well, thanks for letting us know. Get back to
Didn't tell me
town.
we're trapped.
Say what?
We're traveling through trapped woods. It's dangerous.
Yeah, they're not like bear traps. They're like the rope traps. But yeah. Well, yeah, be on the lookout. If you, I mean, might be lucky to catch a fox. Shit. All right. Well, thanks, Fifth. Get back to town. Stay warm. Do me a favor and don't tell everyone about this immediately. Glad we caught you before you made it back to town. Right. I'll I'll do my best to keep a low, straight face profile thing. All right, that'd be good. Thanks. And the trapper, who is named Fef, uh, starts not running anymore, trudging off.
Let's go take a look at those bodies.
All right.
We can at least give them a proper burial.
Traveling on about 100 feet away, or 100 yards away, amid snow-covered pines, you do discover the remains of the 5 militia members that he spoke of. All look like they were clubbed to death. New fallen snow already beginning to settle on their corpses. Oh, I do have a fancy. Here's some art of frozen woods.
Say frozen dead bodies. That's a little.
Mm-hmm. No. And coming upon the site, Shannon like, fuck. You do have the lantern lit. That's good to know. Now that does provide more light than a normal, like, torch. It's 30 feet by and 30 feet. Uh, coming along, they're just smashed to death. Fuck. I don't know how long ago it was. Bloods look still fresh enough. Don't want to leave their bodies here. Looks like they didn't get the ale either.
Being a cleric, could I do a medicine check to see how long they may have been dead?
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
18?
18, pretty good. Less than 12 hours. Like they might have been. They might have been heading back home.
Doesn't seem like it's been too long. Maybe half a day.
All right.
Any signs of anything else? And I'll basically set up a perimeter and just
All right.
see if I can see
Give me a survival check.
anything to not be around all these dead bodies.
With a 22, looking around the perimeter of this area, you do see what look to be tracks of a large, giant humanoid going into the woods further.
I'm gonna check the bodies for rations, coins,
Give me an investigation check.
stuff that they don't need no
Mhm.
more. Ooh, that's a 5.
Big old 5. It seems like these bodies have been looted already. Postpartum looting. Postpartum, post mortem, post mortis looting,
Have
postpartum.
kids?
Yep. They were all pregnant at
They
one
gave
time,
birth?
and then they got looted. No, post mortem looting. No, they don't seem to have really anything on them. Weapons been broken. It seemed like they were all carrying like spears that had been broken in half. At least most of them. I would say at most you would find a single spear. But other than that, any armor they have has been torn to shreds and beaten. They would all be wearing like padded armor. Should be like, fuck.
I'll try and strap the spear to my back. Just get it so it stays there.
Okay. Shander will kind of like rub his head. All right. How about this? I'll try and tidy up the bodies, bring them closer to town, so that they can be brought out when the timing's right. Get a feel of the town. I don't want to, raise alarms just yet. I want to bring some good news with them. But I'll take care of these bodies if you all want to continue the search. Don't want to leave them out here to freeze and get eaten by wolves and stuff.
Of course. Eric would help out the best he can.
And if you all want to continue the search, I can stay back and make sure they at least in a safe space.
Well,
All right. You want to check up the trail?
Severidge mentioned that he did find a trail.
Talking about
My name is Jeff.
definitely not a trail. Guess we're good here. Don't look between those two trees. There's
Let's
nothing
follow
over
the trail.
Eric really wants to help bury the bodies.
Well, he's not going to bury him right now. He's just going to make sure
Oh.
they're safe. And he doesn't want to bring him to town. He just wants to bring him close to town and like for safekeeping so that they don't get eaten by wolves. And ideally bring him out when you guys return with good news.
Okay.
That's his plan.
all right, well, as soon as we return, I'll be sure to help you out with those bodies.
And I'll try to catch up. And if you all leave a trail, I'm not too bad of a tracker myself. Once I finish up with the bodies here. Shouldn't be too long. Used to hauling logs. Bodies ain't that much different, especially when they're frozen cold.
Who's got that bag that we put a bunch of stuff in?
Eric does.
Feeling a
Over
little
here.
heavy, feeling a bit heavy. Do you mind if I throw some rations in there?
Yeah, go ahead. Just whatever's
Just
in your inventory.
uncheck it, yeah.
Uncheck it.
The weight doesn't go down though.
Oh,
Check it.
I can change that in your settings.
I thought it did.
It does if you check the box in your settings.
Oh.
Which I can do real quick for you. Boop. There you go.
Hey, all right, cool.
You put 10 rations in there? Jeez. Yeah. And yeah, he starts getting the bodies like ready to drag.
All right, so forward march on this trail.
What trail? There's definitely no trail.
I can see the trail.
Why are we chasing after giants?
We're going after the mead.
Didn't go so well for the other group.
The other group didn't have a magical sickle.
We don't necessarily have to fight giants. I, for one, do not want to fight giants.
We're just gonna buy the mead off of them? What, like, what?
We could distract them and take the mead back.
Have you? Who's carrying the mead?
There was a wagon. Or a cart.
Are we following the trail of a cart?
You are not, as it's been some days since it was taken.
Look, we can assess the situation. If it helps out the town, I'm all for it. If it's dangerous where we're risking our lives, then we can call it quits.
I feel like by the time we see the giants, it's too late to call it quits. We almost died yesterday.
Feeling much better
And-
today.
And the day before.
And the day before that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just part of living in the tent town.
Part of
Only the
chasing
strong
giants.
survive.
Only the smart survive.
Well, then
I
we
think these
must be
groups-
strong and smart.
Smart enough not to chase giants.
Smart enough to stay hidden from them.
Does Eric look very hideable?
Not with the big lantern, no.
The heavy armor and the bright red beard.
Not at all. He is 4 foot high of clinking armor.
Yep.
If we don't want to go after the mead, we don't have to. It just our chances are much better if we're all on the same page.
I just don't know what we'll do if we find it.
Listen,
Depending on how much it is, it might be able to fit the barrels into the bag of holding. No,
These tiny little.
Yeah, it won't fit, for sure.
they're
He's cool.
pony. They're pony kegs, so we just gotta put them in one at a time.
With a little
A lot
kegs
of
you
pony
hang
kegs.
on the St. Bernards.
They are large kegs. 100%. That's why it's important, because there's so much.
Their monthly supply. So
And Shander kind of overhearing this because he's still there. Well, if you guys aren't interested, I'm not gonna force your hand. Don't want what is it? Good money over bad or something like that. I'd understand. I thought you were gung ho about it though.
all I'm saying is that we can judge the situation when we get there.
all right, but if it's bad, I'm out. I was more interested in saving the people, and we were late on that one.
That's fair.
As you are talking about it, well, whatever you decide, if you do head out there, I'll try to catch up when I can. But if not, I understand. As he starts dragging one of the bodies away.
Something has to be done about the giants. How many casks of mead do you make, and how often are they produced? What's the yield of this place?
It seems more of a important because yeah, they don't make a ton all the time. Uh, and B, it's kind of like a symbol of like hope for the town. You would assume.
Yeah,
I'd say
but if
Severage being of the 10 towns, you would know that.
we might have to make a deal with the giants. If you give them some, they won't take all.
Does anybody speak giant?
Yes.
You speak giant?
Yes.
Was that giant that you just? Is it yes the same word?
No. Why? If you don't speak giant, why would I speak giant to you? Like,
Well, I didn't know. That's why I was asking.
no. I'm can
Can
speak in
you
a language.
can you tell us we come in peace in giant, just in case one of us meets a giant?
I mean, sure. I will give you the giant phrase for I don't know peace. They're not really phrase.
And what's the pronunciation on that?
That you have to say it with your whole chest. It's not about pronunciation. It's about confidence.
So it's more of an insightful language rather than a verbal language.
For sure. Very much so. It's all about intent and purpose.
For all intended purposes, yes.
They're not very peaceful. Hmm. I don't have anything on me, but have anything you definitely don't want to lose. Not taking it with you to the Giants might be. We might have to offer a trade if we want this ale back, or this mead back.
Well, I suppose we could, if we get to that point, we can see what we have to trade.
Just hope it's just a couple of giants and not an actual camp. I don't know the
Tribe.
Heard?
You can give me a nature check
Well, I think it is heard.
or history
That's
check,
all.
I guess. Severage would be.
I got bonuses in nature.
It would be history for like giant lore. Yeah, that's fair. No additional information gained.
I got the giant word for it, but I don't know what I can't translate it.
Right.
So let's just hope it's only a few giants.
Not a flock of them.
So
So traveling, following this trail that Severage
and
didn't see.
I will knife up the trees on the way so both he can follow it to us if he's so inclined, but more importantly, we can follow it back.
Okay, fair enough. As you're marking trees along the way, uh, time goes on, and it does actually get a little low light out, because now you would be into like after 10 o'clock in the morning phase, going on for a couple of hours. Uh, Shooting up from a puff of snow, a white fox, uh, kind of like doing some like zoomy things as it's like half running at the same time, and just kind of appears. On its back looks to be a. Actually, at this point, Eric, your thing would glow green first. That would be the first giveaway. Uh, a little foot tall figure wearing what looks to be hay for like a hat slash uh, outfit, greenish colored skin, but like with a face of like what looks to be like a plate with some markings on it and a snowball on its hat or on top of its head. Picks up the snowball and launches it at Severage leading the way. It throws it at Severage, as you would see one of these guys riding one of these guys. And you would all note that Eric's lantern is glowing green.
I think that might be one of those chewing swings.
The Schwingers?
The
The
swingers.
Swing!
Just swinger, isn't that weird?
But as it pops out of the snow and throws a snowball at Severage, that'll be where we'll take a little 5-10 minute break and pick up with whatever this entails. You guys were reluctantly following the trail of some giants. And along the trail, you encountered one of these creatures riding a fox, throwing a snowball at Severage immediately. And a little voice kind of comes out. This little, and the fox just kind of like yawns real big. And you see it kind of like pull something out from under its little hay clothing. Like looks to be a little berry, and it feeds it to the fox. Just looking at you all. And this is no real face, just that kind of like faceplate.
Does anyone know what it's saying?
Not at all.
Not a clue.
And it just kind of pets the fox a little bit as it's like kind of leans down over the front of it.
Well, it's not hostile. I mean, I don't know. They don't understand our language.
And suddenly a snowball hits you in the head, Nick. Just from out of nowhere.
No, seems kind of hostile to me.
I mean, it didn't hurt me. I think maybe did I offend you?
Hold on. Distract it. I'm going to start making
Maybe
a
it
snowball.
wants a snowball fight.
I'll pick up a snowball and toss it at it.
Go and roll me a d20. Add your dex.
Come on. 11.
What's this thing's AC? Chawanga. I want to say that probably hits it.
So I got a 1 dex.
Maybe.
Small, but that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, it used to matter. I think 11. No, 11 definitely misses. As it kind of jumps up from the fox, avoiding your snowball. And then suddenly 2 snowballs come from the side and hit Nick and like one in the face and like one in the ribs. Might have had a rock in it.
Might have had a rock in it.
Not enough to hurt you, but enough to make you feel it
I thought we were just having funsies.
And it kind of like looks down at the fox. And the fox just. Yep, yep. I can't make fox noise.
I don't suppose anybody can speak with the fox itself, right?
Nope.
No. Well, we can tell the lady that the lantern works. And there is one in this forest.
And I
But I have no intentions of catching this
I'll toss a ration
nature
towards
species.
it and
Toss,
the fox.
toss a Pokeball.
What is your ration? What is your ration?
I mean, it's a dwarf, so it'd be like dried meat.
Oh. And it you see it kind of reach its arm out towards the ground, and a snowball lands in its hand, and immediately throws it at Eric. Just hitting you in your armor, not doing anything to you. And it speaks down to the fox. And it kind of like looks like it's about to smack the fox, but it stops. And
Should
the
we
fox kind of
follow?
starts hopping, and it's going back to where you came from.
Well,
Does
that was an
this is
experience.
a silver fox or a white fox?
The white fox. It's very similar to the fox that the hunter had.
I was about to ask. He thinks we are the hunter. And they are concerned for their friend.
Ah,
But the fox just starts darting through the snow into the woods to the south. And off and away. As it quickly appeared, it quickly disappears. As your lantern light turns back to normal color.
well, I don't know how much help this is going to be if we can't understand them.
Well, we know they exist. We know the lantern works.
She wasn't telling a lie.
And we should probably tell them to stop hunting foxes.
I doubt they'll
sorts.
listen.
Well, hey, as a new town speaker, you might have some sway with that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Foxes of the forest are protected by a nature spirit.
Giants are still this way, right?
I'm still seeing giant prints.
Yeah, you are. And from what you've gathered so far, they zig and zag. They're not in a straight line at all. Like
Here's
a
I
drunk,
didn't wait to get home to start drinking the
jive.
mead.
Yeah.
If there's any meat left.
Find out when we get there.
All right. Traveling on, the dim light of daylight eventually fades away, and you're back into darkness once again. Only light about would be Eric's lantern light. Winding through these woods, it's not the easiest travel compared to traveling on the road that is at least used and packed down. This is deep snow, aside from the footprints that are still there. But traveling on for another like 5 or so hours into the wood, just this zigzag. You do eventually arrive as the trail kind of culminates at a rocky hillside, pines growing around its base. Set into the hill, you see 3 different caves. One of them, a frozen creek, kind of emerges from the western cave, which has a low hanging mouth. The center cave has like 8-foot high passage hewn from rock, moderately blocked by a tight stand of conifers and 2 massive fallen logs. The northeastern cave has a big, yawning mouth. Flickers of light emanate from within. The tracks lead to that one.
There's nobody outside.
No.
They weren't careless and left the casks outside, did they?
Doesn't appear so. Is there any light or anything coming from any of the cave mouths?
The northeastern cave. Flickers of light emanate from within. And kind of as you peek around that direction, just barely in the light, half submerged in the icy mire around, are the bones, skull, and tusk of a long dead mammoth. And beyond those remains is the yawning cave mouth. We do have some art of that, I think. Oh, where'd it go? There's some art. I'll show you. There's art of the cave mouth. I promise.
So, are each of the entrances to the cave close, or are they pretty far away?
The 2, the westernmost and the middle one, quote middle, are further away from the eastern one.
If like we're outside looking in, does it look like they they could possibly conjoin in the earth or whatever?
Sure, possibly. There's kind of a good picture of the big mammoth tusks.
So do we want to take the frontal diplomatic approach, or do we want to, I don't know,
I can't
sneak in,
see in the
which
dark.
I won't be
so
a part of?
I don't think we can sneak very well. We need this lantern.
It's up to y'all.
Guess we
Well,
can try the diplomatic approach.
Nick Fem, what do you think?
Well, I'm for trying the diplomatic approach and seeing how far that gets us. But I imagine with the way those gentlemen's chests were caved in earlier, we have a fight in front of us.
3 cave entrances. I'm expecting 3 individuals. Suppose they're decidedly not giants, but still bigger than us.
Is the one that's obscured by ferns, does it look like it's a hole for giants?
That would be the
Because the middle one?
center one with the conifers and the 2 massive logs. They're all about 10 feet wide, though the biggest one is the one with the mammoth tusks.
Gotcha.
And it is the most kind of openish at the end.
So to our knowledge, like a giant could probably still fit in and out
Mhm.
of all those holes.
For
Okay.
sure.
We either go in the main door and attempt diplomacy, choose a different door, and forego all aspects. Can't really talk your way out of something once you've broken into someone's house.
Well, shall we knock on the front door, so to speak?
Might as well.
Just go to the fire, which I don't think is the middle, or
It's the most. It's
Go-
the easternmost.
Go to the one with the fire. There's likely someone there.
Know what you guys are doing, and how do you approach?
I'll stay by Siraj, and I'm going to just kind of back him up a little bit, like just enunciate what he's saying because he's gonna be the one communicating, so he'll be speaking giant with him. I'm gonna kind of just enunciate and just kind of just try and back up what he's saying or the vibe of what he's saying.
Okay.
I'm gonna say probably 30 feet back.
I'll be in the middle.
Fair enough. Coming into this cave, say, Eric, you're 30 feet back?
Yeah, I'll be 30 feet back, just because I don't feel like we should have like a mob presence coming at them.
Fair enough. Severage and Jack then at the front, with Nick a little, like, kind of picking up the middle, like 15 feet away. Uh, to your right, you would smell kind of a stench as the cave kind of splits, and to the right is a darkened cave. Uh, Jack, you would be able to see with your dark vision.
No dark vision.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to see that. Oh yeah,
You want
you guys
would
can't see into that cave. But it does kind of smell. But
would you have wanted to take my lantern?
Not. We're walking towards the one that's got the fire going. So, I mean, we can.
If you wanted to take the lantern, I would
it's
have
not a
given it
big
to you.
deal. Nick will be able to see it
If
here
the
in a second.
lantern weighs more than 1 pound, I would not like to carry it.
Yep,
It's 2
it
pounds.
definitely weighs 2 pounds. But as you two round the corner, Nick, you would see what's on the right side as well. And I'll explain that one because it's shorter. It looks to be a dead end cavern to the right. Crudely excavated 10-foot wide pit in the middle of the floor. It does smell a little bit. Although, good thing about the cold, it keeps smells at bay. But, Jack and Severage, as you round the corner, you would note a bonfire in the middle of this cave keeps it lit and relatively warm. Scent of roasting meat fills the air as a hunk of meat is on a spit, dripping juice into the fire. To the south of this cave, goats and sheep held in a spacious animal pen enclosed by a crude wooden fence. Other features of this cave include a wooden cart with a broken wheel, 2 old crates, and 2 barrels. Seemingly nobody's home.
We will motion for everybody else to join us. I know we were kind of spread out, but
Okay.
and
Well,
take a minute by the fire and
if
thaw a little bit.
nobody's here, I would not want to be discovered. Just waiting here. Maybe we should look at the other caves and try and find our host.
That would be
Bring you to a map. So don't go moving around on this map. I'm just bringing you to the map for sake. But essentially, I'm going to move you around for 2 seconds. I'm going to group you up too while I move you around.
I would much rather be discovered enjoying a fire than entering someone's.
So you came from here. This is the cave you came from. The other 2 caves are far on the other side. But yeah, you arrive here. As there's a bunch of sheep and goats in a ramshackle pen.
And we
Do
see
I
a
see the
cart.
mead?
There's
Yeah.
a broken cart and 2 barrels up here. If you would like, I would motion towards the 2 barrels. But I'm enjoying the fire because it's a fire and it's cold.
I would like to inspect the barrels to see if that's the mead.
All right. Going to inspect the barrels. You do see other cave entrances, seemingly severed from, or actually not severed. Yeah, I think Eric can
There's a
see,
bonfire going. We should have a decent amount of light.
but Eric can see that one of the exits is one of the entrances to the cave. You just wouldn't be able, the light doesn't travel out there. But Nick Film looking over the two barrels there. Double check what's in this.
Is anybody
Uh,
else?
they aren't slammed shut, so they can easily pop open. One of them you're immediately hit with a sensation of pepper, and I need you to make Constitution save
8.
with an 8. Nick, you can't help but let out a loud and audible sneeze as you accidentally inhale some pepper as you open the lid, revealing a lot of pepper grounds, and some of them are ground up already.
Put the lid back on that.
How
That's
loud was that sneeze?
Pretty loud.
quite an expensive taste there.
And
Is
the other one is filled with salt.
Ho 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 ho.
And is there something? This is more of a bonfire, not a cooking fire, or is it doing both?
That is where the spit of meat is over.
Sure.
I like
What kind of meat is that?
How
Just to
done
be
does the
sure.
meat
You're
look?
inspecting the barrels.
Hmm.
can I like
It's still
try and
raw,
hush
or is it?
everybody and listen for like footsteps after that audible sneeze?
Sure, give me a perception check. What are Severage and Jack doing?
Cutting off a piece of this meat and checking to see if it's cooked enough to edible, or if it's
The
still
outer
raw.
portion is, yeah.
Can I have a sliver of meat?
Yeah, you do have a sliver of meat.
I think Jack is kind of nervously looking around, feeling like Goldilocks a little bit.
All right. Sure enough, Eric, as Nick is checking the barrels, Severage is kind of slicing off a piece of meat, and Jack's just kind of looking about. You do hear footsteps approach.
Can I use my stone cunning, since we're in a cave, to figure out where that's coming from?
Absolutely. I would say even with a 15, tremor sense, at range of 60 feet, 100% coming from the western cave. And it is
And
approaching fast.
I would definitely alert everybody to this.
How so?
We got company. Giant footsteps coming from the west side.
So you guys have a moment to react. What are you doing?
Chewing on a piece of what I hope is meat.
It is meat.
Eh,
I'll give you that.
probably well seasoned. He's got salt and pepper.
It is well seasoned.
I'm going to ready a cantrip.
What's your cantrip you're ready?
Firebolt. And I'm ready it for if one of us is attacked.
We have not found the meat, right? It's just salt and
You have
pepper.
not found the meat, just salt and pepper. You didn't look at the crate, or the crates.
I don't think it's a crate of mead.
No, it is not. Sure enough, a about 9-10 foot tall giantkin strides into the room, kind of like a top knot. Has kind of a carving knife, looks freshly sharpened. Wearing hides, and did it show it to you? No, there you go. A little bit awkward looking face. comes into the room. Let me see. In common. You're ruining my dinner. As he comes into the room.
Letters are up.
Speaks common, so anybody could be up, but
Yeah, you
Oh,
guys
did he
all-
speak
yeah,
common?
he spoke common,
Oh.
yeah. Knife at the ready, looking at you all.
Oh, my apologies, good sir, for ruining your dinner.
I think if you waited too much longer, you would have ruined it yourself. Starting to burn.
We're getting cooked to perfection for... double check which one this is. It is one. Oh, well, they've got a name. For God.
Cooking for someone?
Oh, God, predate.
Oh, congratulations.
Looks like more food. Gives a big smile.
What about drink? Do you have any good drink on hand for your date?
Lots of good drink.
Like mead?
Friends keeping track of that. You don't mind about it.
That why you got to meet? Because you had a date?
Give me a
I do.
give me a persuasion check, Suffrage.
Oh, yes, my favorite.
The 14. It's pretty dumb. He'll keep talking a little bit. Yeah. Big date. Big date with God. Come over for dinner. Friend help cook it up.
Caused quite the problem over this mead.
Not my problem.
Could have asked. Possibly made a deal. Made more friends.
Doug has enough friends. Friend is friendly enough. Don't need small friends. Small friends are stupid. Weak.
Yes, and your small friends, they can make mead.
Make
Friends
mead,
are used.
make mead for Doug to take.
Well, if you take it, then they might not make any more.
They make and I take.
Do you know what else the small people, I guess they're not friends, but what else they do in the forest?
Oh, they taste real good.
They also take the trees. Now,
Make good
you're,
cart.
you're pretty good at knocking over trees, aren't you?
Why knock tree down?
Then build.
Build, no need build. Got cave.
Not you, but perhaps you could trade, knock over a couple of trees. They give you me. Less take.
Trade.
Yeah, that way there's a mutual agreement on both sides.
You help their interests. They supply mead. You knock over a few trees.
And meat. Doug needs meat.
Got quite a few sheep over here.
Not for eating.
Sheep are not for eating.
Make wool. For Doug's clothes. Doug was making an outfit for Gag. Sheep, good for wool. Goats,
Then
good for milk.
you don't have to knock down trees. Maybe you trade wool and milk.
For meat, got a particularly
What?
nice dwarf on the spit right now.
See, they're not going to give you people.
It's dwarf, huh? All right. I'm sorry.
Is that dwarf on the spit?
Yep, 100%.
He would do like a slow turn to letters who'd cut off a piece of the meat.
I'm currently eating dwarf.
Yep.
Oh,
Long pig. All right.
All right. I apologize. I will tuck that piece of meat. Well,
Eric's hair is gonna kind of stand on end with that
that's a problem.
notion.
You staying for dinner?
Fire is quite inviting.
Sure, Gag would like having you.
Was she close by?
She's supposed to come at night.
What about your friend with the mead? When are they joining us?
Friends watching the maid.
Was that further in the cave?
You ask questions. Not a lot of meat on you. Mostly bones.
Blizzard does that to the rest of us.
Friend likes the bones. Threw him in a pit.
Oh, is that lovely smell back there?
I'm just kind of eyeing all of you. Almost like it's trying to decide.
Yeah, so, you guys ready? That's why I'm saying that. Are you guys, gentlemen, ready
This
for,
kind of
for dinner?
stand still as you say, are you ready for dinner? Doug will start to launch towards you. And we're going to roll initiative.
Boy,
Nice.
we
Hey,
are
I get-
fighting a giant.
I get some inspiration.
Roll one.
Let's-
Yeah.
Wait, we took a little long rest, so
You
We did
get
take a
a
long
long
rest, yep.
like, we have it
So,
anyway.
so
I
you're
already
human.
have it.
You're human with inspiration. So if you had inspiration previously, you don't have it anymore because you lose it on a long rest.
Oh, okay.
I-
So I,
I
don't
get-
have inspiration.
Right.
So I got one on a long rest, so I get another one, so I can give one out, right?
I would say no more giving them out
Okay.
because you'll get them regardless. Eric, what's your dex?
-1.
Okay.
Oh, 9 for -1.
I got you. So, with that, Severage, you are up first.
And we came in from back here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back up a little bit. I will hold a shot till he does some, like, actively does aggressive.
All right.
Mm.
He is
Well,
lunging. He is lunging.
He's charging at us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of
He's
wanted
going
to set
for a
up sneak
lunge
attack.
towards Nick.
Going towards Nick.
Mm-hmm. Nick's closest.
Would my held action go before this?
I would say it happens at the exact same time because he is also ready, essentially.
Gotcha.
That's why it just goes to initiative. You all see it. You all see it coming. The Severage bounces
Yeah,
back and holds his bow ready.
I'll just lose the sneak attack.
So you're holding your shot, right?
No, I'll just give up the sneak attack damage and shoot him.
All right. Shoot him before you run away. 8 is gonna be a miss. As it kind of hits part of his hide, his wool armor.
Far away from Nick was he? Not far enough to matter.
All right. That will take us to Nick.
Unfortunate.
All right. I'm gonna. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna catapult one of these crates.
The crates are too heavy for catapult.
Okay.
Catapult's what, 10 pounds?
5 pounds, I think.
Gotta read. Weighing 1 to 5 pounds.
Yeah. Crate definitely weighs a good bit.
Is there anything in here weighing 1 to 5 pounds?
A roasted hunk of dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna catapult something at that dude.
A hunk of dwarf?
Yeah,
I don't care. A log on the fire.
yeah, a burning
rock on the ground.
log. Yeah, a burning log.
Okay. TC 13. He got an 11. As the
Aha.
I'll give you an extra D4 because it's burning. Roll me a D4. He takes 14 points of damage and 1 point of fire damage as a hunk of log kind of just hits him in the shoulder. Smiles a little bit. You'll be the first we eat.
Well, I thought you didn't like me being skin and bones as I am. I'm gonna back up.
All right. That'll take us to Jack.
I got a 1.
Oh, I see.
It's not in order for some.
Because I changed it to 15.1 because that's what I thought. That'll take us to Eric.
Is the giant still looking at Nick?
Definitely after he kind of forced something to be flung at him.
All right. What I want to do is open the gate of sheep and ram and kind of like yell at them to run in the giant's direction.
Okay. Yeah. Give me an animal handling check
Okay.
to try and herd the sheep and goats.
9.
A 9. You kind of open the gate. They're just kind of milling about.
Okay. If it's still looking at Nick, I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on Nick.
All right.
And I guess I'd be in the pin trying to yell at the sheep
Yeah,
too.
trying to herd him away.
All right.
Actually coming towards the sheep and goats. Trying to herd them. Go and roll me a persuasion check. Just based on... Just for funsies to help me determine something. Fair enough. Yeah, he'd still be looking at Nick. What does your
It
sanctuary
appears your
look like?
wool is getting away from you.
It would look like kind of like a gold aura pushing outward from Nick Velm.
All right.
So kind of like a gold silhouette on his body, and it's pushing outwards, kind of distracting somebody from attacking him.
Actually, you
So
know what?
sanctuary just gives him disadvantage.
No, he can't attack you.
No, he can attack you. He just needs to
He
make
has
a
to make a
wisdom
wisdom
save.
save.
If he chooses to attack you, he needs to make a wisdom save. Otherwise, he
What's the
attacks
DC
somebody.
of that wisdom save for
13
13?
wisdom.
All right. He does run up to Nick after that, wielding this dagger, and goes in for a lunge and is like, "What?" And then looks over towards Jack, and behind Jack would see Eric at that point. Leaps over. Nick, you would get an attack of opportunity if you have a weapon in hand.
I have my hand axe.
Do you have it out?
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Because you were just talking to him a second ago. But we can easily say, yeah, you pull out
Yeah.
your hand axe as soon as combat happens. Go ahead and give me 11 is going to be a miss
A lot of good it did me.
as you swing out at him. You don't have weapon masteries, so it won't matter.
Uh,
But then he
I just put it on there because I wanted to remind myself. Otherwise, I'd forget what Nick
That's fair.
does.
You might take a level in fighter and get it. He will lunge at. Oh. Eric getting a 24 to hit.
My hit.
Stay away from the sheep. Taking 17 points of piercing damage.
Woo.
And then going in for another lunge. Getting a 15 to hit.
No.
As it clinks off of your armor, taking us to Jack.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! All right, hold on. We're just looking for some meat here. We're just trying to get the meat and head out. We're not trying to hurt nobody. And as Jack's trying to de-escalate, he's kind of waving his hands around, and some aura just kind of comes out of him. He's gonna try and cast Charm Person.
All right. It has no effect on him. He is not a humanoid.
No. In that case,
This is how you learn. Giants aren't
If-
humanoids.
no. That'll be my turn.
All right. That'll take us to Severage.
To avoid this,
Real quick, Constitution save from Eric to maintain the sanctuary.
Sanctuary is not concentration.
Is it not?
No, it only breaks if the creature attacks him.
That is dope. Okay.
it'll just break next turn whenever Nick does something.
That's true.
I didn't want to do this. Seems bad. I will shoot him.
Okay. Severage did say if it goes sideways, he's out. Getting a 12 as you kind of like creeping back, seeing the blow that Eric just took with a dagger. It's going to be a miss. Anything else for
Get
Severage?
behind, get around the corner. So-
All right. That'll take us to Nick. You have this kind of glow around you at the moment.
I'm
Sheep.
going to say, stop attacking us, or I will light all your sheep on fire, and I'm going to firebolt him in the face.
Give me an intimidation at disadvantage.
Yeah, 5.
Okay.
And here comes the firebolt. With a 9.
That is going to be a miss.
I might accidentally light your sheep on fire.
Yep. As it just kind of like pelts across his back. Can try.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, he would actually seem a little more concerned than that. He cares for the sheep. Anything else for Nick? As your sanctuary is gone.
I'm going to kind of swap weapons from my hand axe to my crossbow.
All right.
And that'll be my turn.
I'll take us to Eric. Feeling hurt.
Yeah. Really hurt. I'll chance it. Hey, he was speaking to us in common, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna point at him and tell him to retreat.
Big wisdom. What is your DC? Oh, he
13.
didn't make it. He got
Yeah.
big. He got big 8.
All right. And I still can't like push myself in between these sheep, right? It's kind of like packed in here.
They are pretty packed. You can move kind of in their space, but he does still get an attack of opportunity.
Okay. I'm literally just gonna like hop on the fence and just like hold the gate open for the sheep to try and like run out.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
I'll take us to Doug, who will run very, very far.
We should get out of here.
Like, whoa, no, I want to stay. Okay. He moves so far. Yeah,
Works.
he is off the map for this moment.
All right. Don't have any mead, but
That'll
we have our lives.
that'll take us to. Nope, get back there, Jack.
No, it's not my turn yet.
Nope.
Surprise guest,
That'll
yay!
take us to Friend, who, around the corner, Nick Velm. You would see this big yawning ogre. Ah, what's going on? Friend's here.
Hey, friend.
I don't know you. As it
I'm
charges
Nick.
Nick,
Now you know me.
wielding a giant hunk of frozen wood,
Please no.
and slams into Nick Velm, getting a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
As you would take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
I'll take us to Jack.
Seeing that thing run around the corner, I'll take my sickle and I'll make a swipe with the sickle, cast a sorcerer's burst out.
All right. Is it a saving throw or is it?
No, that's a natural 20 is what that is. For 25.
Nice. What does that do? Tell me about it.
So that is, I get to roll some d8s and choose a damage type. So I just get to choose, right?
Yeah, you
Yep.
choose. Yeah, it's not.
Oh,
it's not
cool.
as hectic as Chaos Bolt.
Okay. I'll keep it fire.
All right.
Save fire's fire damage. So then we're doing the new rule, right? With the natural 20s.
Yeah.
No.
So you.
Thought we weren't doing it
Oh,
for spells.
not for spells. Yeah. Right.
Not for spells at all.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was. Yeah. Obviously, it wasn't for saving throws. But
Yeah. Yeah. Not for spells because it can get crazy.
that's the whole point.
Well. No.
Okay. 2 points of damage.
Did you roll 2 1s?
2 8s.
No, I didn't. It's just 1/8.
Well, you crit, so you still get double.
You still get a double
dice. You just
still
don't get
double
a
dice.
max 8.
Yeah.
Wow. For 7 points total.
All right. As this fiery burst kind of arcs around him for 7 points of damage. His friend just kind of wails about. Hey! Friend, do nothing. Seeming to speak even worse English than the other guy. Running up, catching up to Severage.
Join my buddy Severage.
That'll take us to Severage.
Should be leaving. From here. Let's see, I have a decent amount. 1, 2, 3.
See, at this point, a goat or two would wander out.
I don't know that I want to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At 5, I can get. I see somebody. So
Yeah. You do see this big old ogre.
I will use my action to take a shot at this big ogre.
All right. 21 will definitely hit him. And he takes 17 points of damage. And
My
you kind
bonus
of get him
action.
right in the knee.
He took an arrow to the knee.
Mm-hmm. Oh! Friend hurt.
And I'll use my bonus action to dash and get right back where I was.
All right. Taking us to Nick as the ogre just kind of whacked you with this big frozen club and then kind of reaches down for its knee. What are you doing?
Right. Oh, you hurt me. And I'm gonna do.
Straight up maximum. Nice.
That's
I'm gonna
nice.
do my vampiric bite.
Okay. Does anybody see this?
I could be
You-
hidden from this.
Yeah.
I like have vision on him.
You do have slight vision. I'll say it might be obscured as to what actually is going on.
Can I roll a stealth on it or a deception?
I would say, yeah, you can
I-
give me a deception. I'll say a disadvantage.
3.
All right, yeah, it definitely looks like he straight up bites this guy.
Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't, because I
Getting an
whiff.
8 misses as you go in for a bite, and he just kind of like pushes off your face. What are you doing? I bite you.
Well, I'm dead, guys.
Anything else for Nick?
Nope.
I'll take us to Eric. As this ogre does look pretty hurt. That arrow messed him up good.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He's not dead, like that close to dead, but he's hurt. He's about, say about half.
Nick Film, we need to get out of here. As I'm going to
Patch myself up with a healer's kit.
Okay.
A D8.
Yeah.
3 plus my
Yeah.
3 plus what?
It's your con. You get it. You get to spend a hit dice essentially.
Plus proficiency.
Oh, okay.
So 5 points
Nice.
of healing. All right, so I'm up to 8. I'll cast Sanctuary one more time on Nick Film,
Okay.
and that brings my spell slots to 0.
All right.
And
Nick Film, we need to get out of here.
5, 10, 15, 20.
All right.
And that's my turn.
That'll take us to Doug, who does kind of run back in. No, Nancy, get back in there. Stu, you too. Trying to usher in the goats and actually like picking one of them up and like putting it back in the pen. And that'll take us to Friend. Big wisdom. Got a big 9. Friend goes to try and hit Nick and just kind of swings into the wall there. Right, you stay still! As you didn't really move out of the way to dodge it. But it... No one else in sight for him to attack. Taking us to Jack.
I'm not fast enough to do what Severage did. I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll move over to here and I'll kind of look behind me and I'll ready an action for a sorcerer's burst
Alright.
if I see somebody. Well, that guy.
Fair enough. That'll take us to Severage.
I have a quick question. Would a 12 have hit that guy,
Yes.
friend? Then I should have hit with my bite because I have advantage when I'm missing more than half of my hit
Oh,
points.
okay. So then give yourself the roll me some damage.
Or piercing.
Hey, you got healed by that though.
Yep. I get 4 health.
Fair enough. Taking us to letters though.
We gotta get out of here. He's back. I don't have sneak
As
attack.
you see him like full attention on these sheep and goats.
If I shoot him, can I check the sneak attack box because he's not paying attention to me? I'm gonna shoot him.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give you the sneak attack.
Do
Yeah,
I have
he's not-
advantage?
I'll give you advantage. Sure. Yeah.
How do you like? Give me everything. We're gonna need all of it.
I don't have anything else.
Hey!
Dang it.
Oh,
20.
let's go!
Didn't even need the advantage.
Apparently not. Okay, so it's 11 plus. And then because we were doing it that way,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't max the sneak attack die. So
17, 22, 25 points of damage.
25 points of damage.
As you hit him right in like the chest, like under his, as he's kind of picking up one of these goats, get him like in the armpit.
We gotta go. 1, 2, 3, 4. My character sheet is in the way. I'm gonna get on the other side of Jack.
All right. That'll take us to Nick.
Alright, so
You still have the sanctuary aura on you.
You do.
You can walk out and hope.
yeah, I'm gonna try to get away.
All right.
Which way did
Another-
everybody leave?
Does he get a wisdom save for each attack he makes, or for each?
I'm pretty sure it's
Turn.
for each attack. Sanctuary. There it
All the way
is.
up the top. Until spell any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack.
I think it's
So
each
you
attack
actually-
is a wisdom
Okay.
save.
All right. Big wisdom. Got a 17. As Nick tries to like run away.
Did he hit for
got
more than?
got a 20 to hit.
Yep, that hits me,
As Nick Film, you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
and I'm down. See, this is what happens when I play artificers. They die.
I'm not sure it mattered what we played this time, but
Eric, you would have heard a big thud. Taking us to Eric's turn. And the big Verbeeg, the giant, is like, oh, it drops one of the goats. No, get back here. And he drops one of the goats.
I think Nick Phelps down.
down if we don't get out of here.
Uh,
Nick, I'll need at the very least a DC 10 Constitution save, just in case.
I'm just looking to see if there's anything that I could possibly do. Yeah. If I heard that, I'm gonna run 5, 10, 15, 20.
Running back in.
I can't see him.
Nope. Just around the river bend.
I'll take the dodge action.
Alright.
Shields up. Dodge action.
Doug
Uh,
is... Well, anything else?
no, that's all I got.
Alright. Doug is still preoccupied with the goats kind of like half like grabbing his armpit and like picking up a goat. Oh, you stay in there. And he closes the gate. And that'll take us to friend. All of the people that you guys had seen dead in the woods, crushed by clubs. Just like this. As this ogre friend slams his club down on Nick Film. As Nick, you fail 2 death saves.
He should still have sanctuary on him.
Oh, that is a good point. He got a 1. So you don't fail 2 death saves. As friend tries to, you guys don't see it, but you see friend slam the ground next to Nick Film. Stay still. That's what you would hear across, as he's very still. It'll take us to Jack.
So I saw Eric run back in.
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, 5. Can get there. And I'll go at this dude. We'll go with the sorceress first.
As you see, he's kind of like putting the gate back.
Does a 13 hit?
13 just misses.
That sucks.
As this chaotic energy arcs across the room.
That's it.
All right, taking us to Severage.
Dang it.
It's the worst retreat I've ever seen.
Yeah, for real.
TP. I wasn't trying to go back in. I was just trying to get him out.
Mm-hmm.
I move 6 forward. I will shoot this big guy.
All right. I will say no advantage anymore.
Yep, sounds fine. I don't need it.
You don't need it.
Let's go.
I'll remember that I can roll them both at the same time. Plus 11 is 27.
27. Getting like in the thick of his neck. He does not look good.
Can we leave now? Bonus action.
Death.
Get back out here.
All right.
Try to get Nick out.
That'll take us to Nick if you'll roll me a death save.
Oh. Do I have sneak attack?
I'll give it to you.
Okay. Like, I don't have any of the other things. But
And that'll take us to Eric.
All right.
You're in there. This giant just got hit with another arrow, looking rough.
I I can see half of Nick,
Yeah,
right?
you can. So you can see like have like his foot and like arm,
All right.
some of his hair on the ground, bleeding out. Friends lifting up the club, going in for another one.
I'm gonna channel Divinity Divine Spark as a magic action.
Okay.
I'll hold up my holy symbol. He's within 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a number of d8s equal to your proficiency bonus.
2.
So that's 2d8.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets 5 health points.
All right.
Yeah, he gets 5 health points.
As Nick, you come to with 5 health.
Nick, we gotta get out of here.
Like,
Yes,
what
he
is
still
your
has
what
sanction.
does that look like? Your this kind of healing. This is different than your spells.
No
Uh,
shit.
As I'll like just pull a necklace from my chest, and it just looks kind of like a dwarven helm as I like hold it up, and it just shines a bright light. It would probably get the other giant's attention.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But as it like the light kind of gets consumed into Nick's body.
All right.
Nick, let's go.
Love to.
5.
I'd really
As he
love
runs
to right
away.
now.
I'm gonna like hold right here and hold. I guess hold my shield up, even though I can't really
I
dodge.
gotcha. Just kind of backing up slowly with your shield.
Yep.
I'll take us
And
to
that'll be my turn.
Doug, who does indeed. Now that the animals are safely in their pen, himself bloody ruining dinner, and just kind of goes in for a stab towards Eric. Getting a 21 to hit. As Eric, you take 14 points of piercing damage.
Down.
He is slowed by 10, so that's 5. He's still got room. He's going to step on Eric to get to Jack. Boy, I wish I had advantage. Jack get a 15 to hit.
Yeah, 15 hits.
As you take 21 points of piercing damage.
I'm down.
Making dinner better. Taking us to friend. Wisdom save. Big 3.
Wait, didn't is Eric dropped?
Yeah, I'm dropped.
It's not concentration.
Oh,
Oh no,
that's right.
you're still good with Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Okay.
As Nick, you just see this club slamming down. Would stay still, as you haven't moved an inch. That'll take us to Jack if you'll roll a death save. I guess whisper me the roll. I don't know. Just lean in real close. Got
What's
a
that?
1.
That's a slash W or W slash.
Wait. Slash W space, yeah.
opposite of Reddit. Whatever Reddit is, it's the opposite.
Slash WGM.
Hey, yeah, no worries. Okay, fair enough. Taking us to Severage. As you would see a dagger go straight into Jack's chest.
We gotta get out of here.
Just speaking to a bunch of unconscious bodies.
Uh-huh.
God. I will take a
I'd
shot and
love to Get
run.
out of here.
All right. I'm going to say no advantage and no sneak attack on this, though.
Reasonable. Oh, did not get 3 in a row.
That is going to be a miss. You go in for the shot. The big Verby kind of looks over towards you, Severage.
And a bonus action dash 60 feet.
All right,
By 60 feet, I mean 30.
I gotcha. That'll take us to Nick, but before that, I need Eric to give me a DC 10 con save and Jack the same thing.
Right.
Uh, all right. One exhaustion.
I pass.
One exhaustion. As Nick, you come to, you also have one exhaustion at this point, being knocked unconscious.
Fuck, that's right.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing? This ogre with a club pulling back up, telling you to stay still. Unsure of what's transpiring around the corner.
Yeah, I've got no idea how bad is this guy looking currently.
He's hurt. He's got some magic and an arrow in him. He's not too hurt to swing a club though.
Yeah. I just don't think I can get away because I do hear the other guy.
Still got the golden aura on you.
I'm gonna bite at this guy, try to get some health back.
All
I've
right.
got advantage on this. I'm gonna stand up.
How many bites do you get a day?
2.
All right. A 20 will hit. He's still on whisper. But he got a 20, guys.
And
For 4 points.
Take
That's what you got
4.
last time.
Yeah, it is. And then I'm gonna try to get away.
All right. Big wisdom from friend.
No, there's no. He attacked himself. So yours off.
Oh,
Oh fuck. Yeah.
nice. Swinging his big great club. Getting a 15 to hit.
That misses.
As he slams on the ground as you kind of roll away after you bite him.
And that's my movement because I had to stand up.
All right. That'll take us to Eric.
All right.
Give me a death save. Taking us to Doug. Oh boy. Guy who keeps shooting at him really good, or he probably wouldn't notice Nick yet. He's gonna take off after Severage. Stabbing out with his spear. Getting a 14 to hit
That'll hit.
and a 12 to hit.
That will not. But the first one probably gets me.
All right. Yeah, as you take 14 points of piercing damage.
I got 1.
You're staying for dinner. Taking us to friend. He's like, I said stay still. And friend is going to try and shove Nick into the fire. I need a acrobatics or athletics check from Nick. He didn't roll too great himself. Meets it beats, right?
Yep.
As he tries to shove you into the fire, Nick, you just kind of roll out of the way.
No, thank you, sir.
We'll cook you.
No, you can cookie your friend.
That'll take us to Jack. What's Jack do? Give me a death save.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's Jack do? He rolls death save.
Yep. Severage. Just you and the giant now.
I will bonus action disengage from the giant.
All right.
I will run 30 feet, and then I will use my action to move another 30 feet.
All right. Running 60.
But the map is not 60.
I know. Yeah. Get clear away.
I'm out of here. Go stand on this creepy face.
All right. That'll take us to Nick. What's Nick Velm doing? You there, Ken?
Forgot I muted myself. Nick Velm is going to catapult the guy in front of me.
All right. What are you catapulting?
Whatever 5-pound debris, like there's that chunk of dwarf is still hanging around. Pick
Okay.
it back up and
Slap him with some meat.
Yeah. Said this is for your dinner.
Big deck save. You got a big 9. As
Well,
all of
you
his
take
saves are bad
the-
except for strength. He'll take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you slap him with a piece of meat that just goes flinging into his face, knocking a few teeth out.
How's he looking?
Yeah, he's still up.
All right, I will step one away. I see the body there. Oh,
Mhm.
friendo. All right.
All right. I'll take us to Eric.
Boom.
All right. Does Eric have any last words that Nick Velm hears?
Oh, Oregon.
What do you say, Oregon?
Yep. Oregon Trail. You're on it. He died of dysentery
I did. Damn dysentery.
every time.
Ah, fuck. Well, that blows.
It's gonna blow even more when Doug comes back in the cave.
Yeah, and I'm dead next.
As sure enough, Doug will, seeing Severage run off into the woods, not wanting to put bad money over good money over bad. What is that saying?
Throw good money after bad.
Yeah,
Bird in the hand was worth 2 in the bush.
yeah. Oh, you got him,
I told-
friend. And
Yeah, you've got a friend in me.
Doug's
You
gonna
got a friend in me.
for sure try to shove Nick Velm in the fire. We'll get him cooking. And I need acrobatics or
No.
athletics.
No, thank you.
He got a 24.
Damn it.
As you are pushed into the fire. And you do 5 points of fire damage.
Ouch.
Taking us to Friend. Friend walks up. And we'll just try and bop you over the head. For good measure. Getting a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that does it.
As you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
As Nick Velm is knocked unconscious.
What would be death there? Like outright death?
You would need to take 17.
Okay.
It'll take us to Jack.
Natural one.
Has a very unceremonious death, indeed. Fortunately, Severage gets away.
Form the new party.
Meeting a Goliath and some other folks along the way, probably.
Hmm.
As unfortunately, like so many adventures start, so many adventures end before they even get started. This is, I did warn everyone this is hard adventure.
Yeah.
But as Severs gets away, that's where we'll end tonight.